Good afternoon and welcome to Random Acts of Poetry. So I typed this poem up last week and it's taken me until this week to sit down and put it on to YouTube, and this is already my second take. We've got to be careful of the things that we convince ourselves of, the habits that we fall into. And practices are good, but we also have to be able to listen and identify within the self kind of like where the issues are. I have a house guest who is chasing his tail. Like, for instance, our connection to anxiety and fear. The dog in the background could become it is a distraction, but it's going to become part of the discussion, because we don't get angry at the thing that's distracting us. We work on the attention so that we can focus ourselves, so that we can overcome the anger, that dissatisfaction that we're feeling, or whatever choices or responses that we've made. And it's all the knock-on effect, if you like. Each thing moves into the next thing as we become responsible, and we get stuck on something. So that pain that causes us from, say, for instance, drinking, Bruce, that we think is going to help the hangover, that we think helps us get over our anxiety, that mouthwash of sobriety that we're seeking, but the pain of daily life keeps pulling us back, so we become damaged by it. I mean, we can call it whatever you want. You can call it a voice, or the voices, because we do tend to have two voices in our head speaking to us, or shadow bodies, or pain bodies. And we get latched onto this. This makes me happy. This makes me content. Being able to do this, knowing that I have a daily practice, that makes me feel really cool. Well, get over yourself. Me as much as everybody else, but deal with those deep-rooted things that keep causing you anxiety, those behaviours, those habits, and those anxieties, that desire to feel pain, even though you don't realise that you're doing it to feel pain, to feel alive. Because we only think that we're alive when our adrenaline levels are going through the roof and we're either screaming in ecstasy or screaming in pain. The extremes of success. We don't have to be constantly on a roller coaster, careering from the highs and lows of what? Competition, dissatisfaction. And remember this, because when the great masters speak about things like illusion and self-deception and the higher self, they're not asking you to disavow the world that you're living in, but what they're asking you to do is recognize your cycle of desire, delusion, and hostility. I desire to do this video in peace. I'm deluded if I think I can with my house guys. The hostility then comes because of my mistake. Only if you see it though as being a mistake. How do you change that? What is it that we actually desire? What is it that we truly wish to perceive? And the opposite to hostility is love. What is it we want to love? Anyway, enough wittering. Going on and on and on. Okay, mouthwash. There, on the distant horizon, drawing closer with each recalibration of perspective, lies the screaming descent into madness. Its pull is as gentle as the moon's caress, drawing the tide ever higher as decadence washes reality down in the form of sugar-free booze and happy pills. A spiral to a hidden basement of the soul where all layers of debauchery are allowed and the calling of the light ignored. Wallowing in the water of life which slowly works its way into this place of carefree safety. allowing the ignorance of balance to thicken the skin against this gradual increase of damage. With enough pressure, the deepest boil can be lanced and cleaned, if it is truly healing you need. Otherwise, the decay remains as we rinse around the taste of pain again and again.